Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video, which is a surprise. I know, not one of my usual upload days, but there's been a makeup emergency. Charlotte Tilbury has launched like her first ever real proper quality sale. It's an emergency, okay? This is not a drill. So without further ado, let's get started. So as you guys know, if you're not new here, Charlotte Tilbury is perhaps my all-time favorite brand. I absolutely love 90% of the products I've tried from the brand. They just are like my aesthetic. Charlotte Tilbury's aesthetic is my aesthetic. It's the glowy peachiness of it all that just gets me. It just stirs my loins, you know? From the packaging to the products to the finishes of everything to the shades to the colours. I just am a Charlotte Tilbury kind of lady through and through. But one of the things that I have always been disgruntled by about Charlotte Tilbury is not the lady herself, I just want to be clear. I think she's glorious. But the brand, of course, they never have a decent sale. They never have a proper sale. It's always just bundles or like products that we weren't that excited about, products that weren't that popular, get discounted a little or put in bundles that nobody really is that excited about. They've never, to my mind, in recent history, let's say, had a proper site-wide discount sale. Like, we always have to get Charlotte Tilbury stuff on sale from other retailers because there's never a good sale on her own website. What is that about? But today, all of that changed when I got this email through telling me that they were doing a site-wide sale. My mind was blown. I couldn't believe it. I thought it must be a mistake or a trick or a trap. What I thought I was going to see when I logged onto the website was that, in fact, everything is excluded from this sale and it's just the kits again and the stuff we didn't want in the first place at full price. But no, I've tried putting literally everything that I love and might be interested in into my basket to see what the exclusions are because I cannot find a list of what the exclusions are, and everything worked, everything discounted. It seems like this is not a drill, this is really happening. Charlotte Tilbury has a site-wide sale going on. So I cannot, as I said, find a list, a like bulletproof list of the exclusions, but we can see that already discounted items and bundles are some of the exclusions. There may be some other like standalone products for whatever reason, but it seems like the vast majority of her website, all of her products that we love and have joy in, are currently going to be included in this sale. So the discount works as follows. Spend £80 and you get £15 off. Spend £120 and you'll get £30 off. Spend £250 and you'll get £75 off. If you are in the US, then you will save $15 when you spend $80, $30 when you spend $120, or $75 when you spend $250. It's the exact same. Just put $1 instead of £1. You got it. So this sale appears to be going on until the 29th of November. So we have 5 days. We have 5 days to get our heads together. Although I will say anything that's like limited edition, we don't know. This has never happened before. This is brand new information. I don't know if things are going to start selling out or the limited edition things, especially the most popular items. So that's why we had to get this video up and get snappy. We cannot mess around. There's no time to waste. So I thought I would bring you my top recommendations, my favorite Charlotte Tilbury products that are still here, available in the world, that haven't disappeared into the limited edition box of doom. So I have 12 recommendations for you if you're wondering what I would recommend or what I would suggest that you might be interested in during this sale. I have 12 because 10 just wasn't cutting it, okay? I couldn't fit it into 10. I just couldn't do it. So first up, my recommendation is one of the Pop Shots. So this is one of her brand new single, very expensive eyeshadows, specifically this shade. This is Emerald Eyes. This shade for me is like the standout. It's the shift. It's the blue green shift. It is an emerald in eyeshadow form. It's so beautiful. It is with the like sort of duochrome shift, quite unique, quite different, very eye-catching, very beautiful on the eyes. I did do a review of these. If you want to see me applying this and all of that tea, then you can check that out. I think this is like, especially with the money saving, if you want to buy a few items, then this is then going to be worth the price because it's just so beautiful. And for me, it does stand out. You know, it's not just your average green eyeshadow. It's a very beautiful, reflective, pretty, glorious green eyeshadow. If you like greens like me, you won't be disappointed. I did notice that the blue is out of stock. I think that one's been more or less out of stock since they launched. The green, as I speak at least, on the UK website is still there for now. My next recommendation is her cream bronzer. Let me tell you, if you're new here, I'm not a cream lady. I'm not a cream person. I typically despise cream products when it comes to makeup, like blushes, highlights, bronzers. Charlotte Tilbury is a big exception to the rule. I have generally got along really well with her cream liquid products, but never in my life before has a cream product made it into like my top drawer, my go-to staple makeup before this cream bronzer. This has got so much use. You can probably see it's pretty worn in. I'm wearing this bronzer today. It's just so natural, pretty, melts into the skin, so easy to use. I love the shades. This is the medium color, by the way. It's just the easiest cream product, especially when it comes to bronzer, that I've ever tried. So easy to blend out. A really lovely, natural, soft bronzer. Very easy to work with, even for a cream hater like myself. And because it is quite expensive, like a great time to have waited to try that when you can save some money on it. Next up, I had to, of course, include these gorgeous Pillow Talk Beautifying Face Palettes. This is the deeper shade, the medium deep shade. This is the shade I have on today. Today I used this highlighter, hard to do this in the mirror, this highlighter, and then I kind of mixed these two together to give me this glowing, glorious, peachy cheek, which like nothing says Charlotte Tilbury more than a glowing peachy cheek, does it? What I love about these palettes, one is the packaging is absolutely divine, but two, you've kind of got quite a bit of versatility in here. When I used this highlight this morning, it's very natural, glowy and smooth, very understated, but if that's not enough for you, you just go in with this other one at the bottom. This one is much more impactful. Obviously you can see this has too much color for me to use this as a highlight, so I use this as like a cheek topper and it just gives me more glow. If you have a lighter skin tone, get the lighter palette and you'll be able to use everything in there, and the same applies. You have a more subtle, luminous, melted into the skin highlight, but if you want to amplify things, you have a more glowy option in there, as well as two blushes that work beautifully together to get a bit of light and shade. These are such a great product. Again, they're limited edition for holiday. They are expensive, so you know, if you've been waiting for a sale, a decent price for this is a great time. Again, now is when it pays off that you waited for sale. Next up, a product that you guys know I'm obsessed with. I've gone through, I think I'm on my third of these and I'm wearing it today. Can you guess what it is? It's of course the Pillow Talk mascara. My favorite mascara of all time. I am somewhat, if I'm not just a Charlotte Tilbury aficionado, I am also a mascara aficionado. I love a mascara. It's all I use on my lashes, never use false lashes. I always use mascaras. I've tried almost every mascara to ever exist, and this is the best of the best of the best. It gives me length, volume, separation, definition with a super black dramatic color that doesn't flake, that's easy to remove, that doesn't smudge or smear anywhere, on me anyway, but bear in mind I don't have oily eyelids, so that may affect you. If you do have oily lids, you may have a different experience. Just an FYI. FYI, but it also stays fresh and amazing for months. Like until this runs out, it's as good from the first to the last use. It never dries up, it never starts going crumbly, it never stops performing. It's the best. The best of the best. Got a floof on my lip. Next up, let's talk about the first of 2 lip products that I'm going to include in here. It is the one that is on my lips. These Limitless Lucky lipstick formula are so good and so underrated. They're amazing. They are a matte lipstick, a bullet, one of these beautiful slimline with the beautiful kisses all over the bullet. I love this packaging, so perfect for a teensy little handbag for an evening. They are not completely transfer proof, but pretty much. You get a tiny amount of transfer. They wear so well, but they are comfortable. They don't dry out my lips. They give me that sort of velvet finish and that plumper looking, fuller looking lip. They wear amazingly without being drying like a liquid can be, and like a lot of matte lipsticks can be, because it has that little bit of, you know, if you have a completely bulletproof, completely transfer proof lipstick, it tends to be more drying than if there's a tiny bit of give in there. But these are so beautiful, they perform so well, really underrated product. The shade I'm wearing today is Velvet Nude, but there are lots of different shades. Spice Bloom is one of my favorites, so yeah, pick your favorite shade. The formula is solid. Another product I used today is the Pillow Talk eyeliner. I used this to do my wing today. This is such a beautiful, pretty, sort of deep, really deep, like burgundy, brownish red type of shade. Okay, who's to say what we should have called it? It's that wine colour. It goes with like all of Charlotte Tilbury's eyeshadow palettes. It just finishes off the look without being harsh. You know, I've done quite a sort of soft pinky eyeshadow look today, so then to go with a black wing may have like been a bit harsh for the look, or just a bit sort of evening, a bit too much of a contrast. Was when I use this one, it's so easy to do a wing with a pencil, especially as this one glides so nicely with no tug, but it's really long wearing, it's easier to do a wing, and it's just because of the softer colour, it just complements the eyeshadow look so much better. One of my favourite eyeliners ever. Now next up, of course, we had to include an eyeshadow palette. The one I've chosen is Pillow Talk Dreams. This is the eyeshadow palette that I used today. It's like a simple but effective eyeshadow palette. If you love Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows or you want to try them, this is like the perfect little quad because it's so wearable yet really, really pretty. You know, you've got 2 beautiful mattes that work so nicely together. I'm running out of space. And 2 stunning shimmers that again really complement each other so nicely. It's a full look for like every day of the week in a quad. You know, you can do a whole complete smokier evening look, or you can keep it very daytime. You could just use the mattes and get a bit of something. You've got a cooler and a warmer option, and more daytime and more evening. It's just like, yes, it is kind of simple and neutral, but if that's what you love, like me, this is like perfectly boring and neutral in a really small, diddy, travel friendly little quad. I think it's so pretty on the eyes, and one that I use a lot. Now, when there is like a site-wide discount like this, where you have to spend over a certain amount and then you get a really good chunk of money off, it's a great time to like top up on your essentials, on the products that you always have in your collection, your staple products from a brand. So we've already spoken about the Pillow Talk mascara, the bronzer, the liner, all of those like staple products that I will always repurchase. Another one, probably one of the most repurchased products from Charlotte Tilbury for me, is her Airbrush Flawless setting spray. I was not a setting spray person until this one came along, and I really saw and witnessed firsthand the power of this setting spray. This setting spray is amazing. It actually really genuinely extends the life of my makeup. If I'm going on a long day where I want my makeup to look really good for a long amount of time with no fading, if it's a really hot day and I'm going out in the daytime and I know that my makeup might have a risk of melting off my face, I always rely on this because it really makes a visible, noticeable difference to how my makeup wears. This is my third bottle. I always buy the little one because it fits in my drawer so nicely, but I don't know if that's very cost effective of a decision. But this is, again, one, you can see I'm almost through this one. It's time, I think I just sucked it up and bought the big bottle. But this is such a great setting spray, and again, a great staple that I always have to have in my drawer. I'm really sorry if you can hear like a whirring noise. My neighbour's construction has started again, so fun. Next up, a sort of hero product from Charlotte Tilbury that everybody knows about. Everybody knows that this is like Charlotte Tilbury, one of her absolute star products, and it is the Beauty Light ones. I recently picked up, this is the Pillow Talk original shade. I recently picked this one back up and fully fell in love with it. I used it initially, kind of liked it, and then kind of forgot about it. I'm going to start using this a lot more now that I've remembered how stunning it is. Again, a liquid highlighter, not typically my cup of tea, but I love this one. I wore it the other day and was like, why have I not used this more? And I actually decided at that moment to buy the original Spotlight shade because it's just this glow, this glossy, glowing skin, and it's not super subtle like lit from within glow. It's definitely a glow, but without shimmer, sparkle and texture. It's really melted into the skin, glowing luminosity. Really, really beautiful. These are very, very popular product. Again, there's shades for everybody depending on your skin tone or your preference. You could use the Pinkgasm or the gold or the deeper of the Pillow Talk. There's gorgeous shades available in this. The formula is wonderful. I love them. The contour ones as well. It's one of my favorite cream contours, if not my favorite cream contour ever. You cannot go wrong with these ones. They are all amazing and such a unique product to the brand. Another thing I'll say about this formula as well is that it sort of sets down. So it doesn't stay sticky throughout the day. It wears very well for a sort of like a non-powder highlight, a cream or a liquid. It wears very well. It sort of sets itself. So yeah, as far as cream liquid products go, this really wears really nicely as well. The second lip product that I'm going to talk about, you guys know how obsessed I am with this lip color. This is Nude Romance, and the evidence is in how much I have left, which is not a lot. That is it. A little nubbin. Again, another product that I will absolutely repurchase once this is fully gone. Her Kissing lipstick formula is glorious. It's just this really full opacity, creamy, luminous finish, smooth lipstick. Very comfortable, long wearing as far as a non-matte lipstick goes. Glorious, beautiful packaging. I'm not sure why some of these are in this special packaging. I don't think this is limited edition, but I'm not going to complain with the Diamantes. I one of my favorite lipstick packagings ever. You can't really go wrong again with the Kissing formula. What color, what shade you want is going to be a personal preference, but this is one of my favorite nudes of all time. Next up, another hero star product for Charlotte Tilbury. It's got to be their Hollywood Flawless filter. There's just nothing else out there quite like this. It's so versatile. The way I typically love to use this is I sort of apply it basically all over my whole face before foundation, and it just gives my skin an extra boost of luminosity. It makes everything glowier. I also quite like to use this on no makeup days, and I'll just put a bit on sort of my cheeks and just in strategic places to give me a bit of radiance and glow. And it also is really good at just slightly evening skin tone. It really doesn't have a lot of coverage per se, but it does have a bit of a sort of toning down quality to it. You can see it there on my hand in comparison to, so here is the Beauty Light wand and here is the Hollywood Flawless filter. Very light catching, very smooth luminosity, again, not glittery sparkly, but a glow, a wet shine luminosity to the skin. It's very perfecting as well, very smoothing, makes an excellent primer, makes an excellent highlighter. You can use it on top or underneath foundation for a very subtle luminosity. If that's your preference, you can mix it with foundation. You can use it just on your skin without foundation, and it will just give you beautiful, like Angel Victoria's Secret skin. Very, very beautiful. Love the packaging. Again, something that I will repurchase time and time again. And lastly, another product that Charlotte Tilbury is really known for, and it is her Eyes to Mesmerise, the luminous ones, not the matte ones. Don't get those. This is the shade that I have chosen today, Sunlit Glow. It's one of her newest shades of Eyes to Mesmerise. These are a pot cream eyeshadow. This one is like particularly beautiful. There are lots of glorious shades, but this one is like a duochrome and it's just so unique. It's like a peachy gold shifts, so it's like gold, and then you see the pinky sunset sort of like come through. This is such a beautiful and again unique color, so it's kind of worth picking up because it offers you something different. It's not just, you know, a pink or a brown or a mauve or a gold. It's got a lot going on in there. It's a much more interesting shade than many, and therefore a bit more unique to the brand if you're looking for something that's going to be really eye-catching. These are such beautiful shadows. I find them, again, as someone who's not a big fan of creams, I find them really easy to work with, really long lasting, and just, you know, you get a lot in here. I mean, the same can be said of a lot of these products. The Beauty Light Wand, the easy for you to say, the Hollywood Flawless filter. You know, these last me for years, these products, and you only need a tiny amount. That's kind of, you know, Charlotte Tilbury's brand. Everything is like a tiny little bit of a little touch of this, a little touch of that, and you really, these products will last a very long time. So there you have it. Those are my top 12 recommendations if you are planning on taking advantage of this offer from Charlotte Tilbury. The first that I remember of its kind being a site-wide offer, a site-wide discount, is like 1 in a million. So very, very exciting. I also just want to quickly say before we end the video that if you know, already own a lot of makeup, you own a lot of Charlotte Tilbury, you don't have to shop the sale. You know, just because something, you could save some money here and there, does not mean that you must buy everything or that you need to go and stretch yourself or spend money that you really need for something else. You know, at the end of the day, it's makeup. It will still be there. If you didn't want it at full price, you don't need it at sale price. So just remember not to go nuts. It's not going to hurt you to sit this one out if that's what you need to do. Please let me know, are you shopping this sale? What are you planning on picking up during this time? Is this just a complete pass for you? That is an option, by the way. We do not have to shop every sale, just FYI. But if you are a massive Charlotte Tilbury lover like me, perfect time to pick up staples and anything that you are running out of, or that you know that you want to repurchase, or something you've been waiting for an offer on, then perfect for us. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I'd love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.